Well, talk about a firestorm. Those AIG bonuses sparking protests all over America. But someone at Forbes says we got it all wrong. The bonuses are actually great for America. Before you tune out, hear him out. Hi, everybody. I'm David Asman. Welcome to Forbes on Fox. Let's get this flip side from Mike Ozanian, Elizabeth McDonald, and Jack Gage, along with Quentin Hardy, Evelyn Rusli, and Josh Lipton. Jack, boy, this is a contrarian argument. Make the case.
Well, look, this is a repudiation of Congress if AIG executives are allowed to keep their bonuses in the end, as well as other institutions that have taken financial aid taxpayer money. I think, look, the big problem here is that it's the first domino to fall in a long sequence that could set off a chain reaction. And we've already heard Obama and Treasury man Geithner start to talk about a resolution authority or agency that would effectively have the sole purpose of going after bonuses that were negotiated.
All right, but why are bonuses great for America?
Because they're a repudiation of that slippery slope. I think being able to keep and compensate the most important employees at your financial institution is vital to turning the ship around.
EMAC?
They are bad for America. They basically are rewarding failure. This company already got $170 billion. The bonuses are going toward a unit that created $40.5 billion in losses. Why not, pay them instead of, retention pay? By the way, a lot of people on Wall Street would take these jobs. A lot of laid-off workers could easily take these jobs. They say for half. Some say, tell me, for half the pay. Instead of retention pay, detention pay. Ring-fence them as bad assets and get them out the door. And also pay them in the rotten debt that they cooked up, or in AIG stock. Why not that?
It's not a bad idea. Evelyn Rusli, where do you stand?
I got to agree with Jack on this one because we have to focus on the end game here. That is that the taxpayer should get their money back. And the best way to do that is to make sure that these banks are competitive. And really the lifeline of these banks are their assets in terms of the people that work for them, that they're top performers, they're top earners. And if we allow them to essentially cap their bonuses and reduce that upside potential, all these great top performers are going to go to the other banks. I mean, the CEO of Deutsche Bank was saying, hey, this is great for us. If you're going to cap the bonuses on these TARP banks, then essentially all their great talent is going to come to us. So we're going to strengthen the foreign banks while really hurting Wall Street. I mean, New York as a financial center is no more if this continues.
So, Josh, incentives are a part of what America is all about, and these bonuses are just incentives.
I don't have a problem with big, fat bonuses, Dave, as long as you are tying them to results. I think the best approach may be that companies pay their employees bonuses in restricted stock. That way, there's an incentive for the employee to make sure that business keeps growing and succeeding and profiting even after they leave the company. I think that's the smartest approach.
Mike Ozanian, these bonuses good or bad for America?
What am I missing here? The Obama administration knew about these bonuses before it passed the program to lend them money. So what you have a problem with is when the government gets involved. The private sector sets a bonus. You have a contract that should be followed through. You don't want the government lying about whether it didn't know about it and then going on and canceling its contracts. That's where you run into big problems because it eliminates all trust going forward.
All right, Quentin, where do you stand on bonuses?
I think theory has finally met fact again, and we should really pay attention. Look, Al Dunlap at Sunbeam, Robert Naudelli at Home Depot, Richard Grasso at the NYSE, Blackwater guys getting 10 times more than soldiers next to them. More pay does not mean better performance. It's about dedication and hard work and hiring guys with hearts and minds
Dick Grasso was allowed to
work.
keep his compensation in the end, and Bob Nardelli's now trying to fix one of the automakers.
The point is they didn't do a better job for being overpaid.
Yeah. And
you're
by the way,
saying
Quentin
pay them
raises an
more,
interesting
they
point.
get better people. They don't.
But quickly, by the way, to Mike's point, I like how the administration and Congress is for the bonuses before the taxpayer bonuses, paid bonuses before they were against them. They're taxing them now. But watch what's going on at AIG. AIG hid the risky financial products that they cooked up from their own auditors. They said, don't ask questions. The guy who ran the unit walked out the door with $280 million. He used to work for Mike Milkman at Drexel. He told the auditors, you don't ask questions, you're just going to pollute the process. And watch this, the top executives, including Marty Sullivan, knocked the unit's losses out of their own executive compensation calculations so they could boost their own pay.
All right,
That's
so
what
Jack,
happened.
We all agree incentives work, but in this case, they're reverse incentives. You shouldn't pay people for bad performance.
Well, look, they're being paid because certain incentives were met. Whether these employees need to be retained because they know where the bodies are buried and they're best equipped to start to turn the ship around at AIG or not, these were contracts that were negotiated prior to federal funding going to AIG. They have to be maintained, or you'll put a pox on all private contracts in the United States.
Well, Quentin, that is a good point, is that we don't want to start fiddling around with contract laws and have senators and congressmen abrogate contracts.
Well, the fact is, it's an open question whether or not the Senate really does pass this. I'm not sure they will. The other thing is, we own 80% of this company. You know, it is an American institution. It's a government, in effect, it is a government-owned institution
But that's Congress's fault for not giving us shareholder rights.
Hold on, Gwen. Jack, go ahead.
That's Congress's fault for passing the stimulus bill with the Dodd Amendment that did not allow us to cap the compensation of these employees. If we have shareholder rights, we're capable of doing that.
Jack.
It's Congress's fault.
Gwen, go ahead.
What part of my point are you missing? You know, I don't really agree with you that more pay makes better results, David. I don't know where you come by that, and I don't know how you can say that the teachers'
incentives.
union and
What
the
do you
auto
mean? You
union
don't know where
workers
I
should make
come by that.
concessions.
Quentin, it's the basis of capitalism that incentives work.
Then union members should get higher pay, shouldn't they? They shouldn't have to give
Anybody
back.
who performs better should get higher pay, right, Jack?
Absolutely. Look, the biggest danger here is the incentive we set going forward. This resolution authority that Obama is talking about setting up for the sole purpose of clawing back bonuses from Wall Street firms that took bailout funds is, we should call it Obama's Wall Street Stasi. It's going to be a state police department that is going after executive compensation.
For those who don't remember, the Stasi were the East German secret police.
Jack.
Mike?
You never